Hey there, my friend. Welcome back to Listen, Learn, and Earn. It's just you and me kicking back for a chat that's going to spark some serious change in your life. Before we get rolling, grab your headphones, pop them on, get that crisp sound, and settle in. Maybe you're sipping a tea, maybe you're strolling through the park. Wherever you are, let's make this your moment. Today, we're diving into something huge, mastering the art of time management to skyrocket your productivity. We're not talking basic write a to-do list stuff. Nope, we're unpacking the real deal strategies that successful entrepreneurs, CEOs, and creatives use to make every minute count. You ready to take control of your time? Let's jump in. Okay, picture this. It's 7 p.m., you're wiped out, and you're staring at a day that just slipped away. You had big plans, knock out that work project, hit the gym, maybe start that passion project you've been dreaming about. But instead, you got stuck in a loop of emails, scrolled X for way too long, and maybe got distracted by a quick YouTube video that turned into an hour. Sound familiar? Don't worry, you're not alone. Most of us are losing hours every day to things that don't get us closer to our goals. But here's the deal. You can change that. Time isn't the enemy. It's your greatest asset if you know how to use it. And you and me? We're going to crack the code together, step by step, with tools that actually work. Let's start with a challenge that's going to open your eyes. Track your time for a week. I know it sounds like a bit of a slog, but trust me, this is the foundation of everything we're about to do. Top performers, from startup founders to artists, do this to stay sharp. Here's how it works. Grab a notebook, open a Google Doc, or download a free app like Toggle or Clockify, super easy to use. Every 30 minutes or so, write down what you're doing. Be brutally honest. Doom scrolled X for 25 minutes or watched a cooking show counts. No shame, just facts. By the end of 7 days, you'll have a crystal clear map of your 168 hours. When I did this, I found I was spending 3 hours a day on stuff that didn't matter, like checking notifications or organizing my desk for the 10th time. What do you think you'll find? I'm curious. Bet you'll uncover some surprises. Once you've got that time log, it's time to spot your time-wasting activities. Pull out a highlighter, physical or digital, and mark anything that didn't move you toward your goals. Maybe it's endless Zoom calls, binge-watching shows, or getting sucked into group chats. For me, I realized I was spending 2 hours a day on notifications, texts, emails, random pings. Total time vampire. What's draining your hours? Write those activities down. Now here's where it gets deep. Ask yourself why you're doing these things. This isn't about beating yourself up, it's about understanding your patterns. Are you scrolling X to avoid a scary task? Saying yes to every meeting because you're worried about looking bad? When I dug into my notification habit, I saw I was using it as a distraction from focused work. It was like my brain was saying, hey, let's check one more thing instead of tackling that report. What's your why? Take a moment to think about it. I'll be right here. Now let's turn that insight into something powerful, a personalized time audit. This is your secret weapon to reclaim your hours. Take your time log and sort every activity into 3 buckets. High value, necessary but low value, and time wasters. High value tasks are the ones that push you toward your dreams, like working on your side hustle, learning a skill, or spending quality time with family. Necessary but low value tasks? Think routine emails, grocery shopping, or paying bills. Time wasters are the ones you already know, scrolling, overthinking, or busy work that feels productive but isn't. Now add up the hours in each bucket. A Harvard Business Review study found that top performers spend 60% of their time on high-value tasks, while most of us limp along at 20% or less. Your audit will show you where you're at and where you can shift. Imagine redirecting just 1 hour a day from time wasters to high-value stuff. That's 365 hours a year. Enough to learn a language, start a business, or get ripped. Exciting, right? Before we move on, let's make this stick with your first homework assignment. I want you to commit to tracking your time for just 3 days. Baby steps, okay? Use whatever tool feels easy, pen and paper, an app, whatever. At the end of each day, spend 5 minutes reviewing your log. Circle one time waster and jot down why you think it happened. For example, I scrolled X for 30 minutes because I was stressed about work. Bring that insight to our next step. You don't need to be perfect, just curious. Deal? I know you can do this. All right, let's talk about prioritizing tasks like you're running the show. One of the slickest tools for this is the Eisenhower Matrix, named after President Eisenhower, who was a master at getting stuff done. It's dead simple but crazy effective. Picture a 2x2 grid. One axis is urgent versus not urgent, the other is important versus not important. Every task you've got falls into one of four boxes. Box 1, urgent and important, like a client deadline or your kid's school emergency. Do these right away. Box 2, important but not urgent, like exercising, planning your week, or learning a skill. Schedule these for focused time. Box 3, urgent but not important, like most emails or random phone calls. Delegate these or spend as little time as possible. Box 4, neither urgent nor important, like mindless scrolling or reorganizing your Spotify playlists. Cut these out, ruthlessly. Try this tomorrow. Take your to-do list and sort it into these boxes. It's like putting on a pair of glasses that show you what really deserves your energy. Let me tell you a quick story. A friend of mine, Sarah, used to feel like her days were chaos. Work, errands, kids, no time for herself. She started using the Eisenhower Matrix and it was a game changer. She realized she was spending hours on box 3 stuff, like answering every email the second it came in, while ignoring box 2 like her goal to start a blog. She shifted her mornings to focus on writing for just 30 minutes, and within 6 months, she had a blog with thousands of readers. That's the power of prioritizing. What's your box 2? Something important you've been putting off. Think about it. It could be the key to unlocking your next level. Now, prioritizing is awesome, but distractions, they're the real productivity thieves. In 2025, with notifications hitting us from every angle, staying focused feels like trying to meditate in a thunderstorm. So how do you eliminate distractions? First, take control of your environment. Turn off all notifications, phone, laptop, smartwatch, everything. A study from the University of California found that it takes 23 minutes to refocus after a single interruption. That's almost half an hour lost every time you check a text. If that's not enough, put your phone in another room or use apps like Freedom or Focus at Will to block sites like X or YouTube during work hours. Another killer strategy is time blocking, a favorite of folks like Elon Musk. Assign specific chunks of time to specific tasks. Say 9 to 10 a.m. for deep work, 10 to 10:30 for emails. Treat those blocks like sacred appointments. And here's a fan favorite, the Pomodoro technique. Work for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break. Do 4 rounds, then take a 15-minute break. It's like interval training for your brain, keeping you fresh without burning out. Real talk. I used to be the worst at distractions. I'd sit down to work and 10 minutes later I'm deep in a Reddit thread about top 10 ways to organize your socks. Sound familiar? What got me out of that rut was time blocking with a twist. I'd play a specific lo-fi playlist during my focus blocks. It was like a signal to my brain. Game on. Now when that playlist starts, I'm in the zone. What's your distraction kryptonite? And what could be your focus trigger? Maybe it's a playlist, a candle, or even a goofy hat. Get creative, I'm rooting for you. Let's level up with maximizing productivity. Here's a secret the pros know. It's not just about managing time, it's about managing energy. You've got peak hours when you're unstoppable, right? For some, it's morning. For night owls, it's after dark. Check your time audit to find when you're most focused and guard those hours for high-value tasks. Save low-value stuff, like answering emails or folding laundry, for when your energy dips. Another trick? Batch similar tasks together. Instead of checking emails every 10 minutes, do them in one 30-minute chunk. This cuts down on context switching, which psychologists say can eat up 40% of your productive time. Imagine saving that energy for something that matters. And don't sleep on rest, pun intended. A Stanford study found that working more than 50 hours a week actually tanks your productivity. Schedule downtime like it's a VIP meeting. Take a walk, nap, or just stare at the clouds. Your brain will thank you. Let's zoom out for a sec. Time management isn't about squeezing every second dry, it's about creating space for what lights you up, whether that's building your dream career, hanging with your loved ones, or just chilling without that nagging guilt. When I started these strategies, I went from feeling like I was sprinting on a hamster wheel to actually enjoying my days. I carved out an hour every evening to read fiction, something I hadn't done in years. It's like I rediscovered a piece of myself. What's your thing? What do you want more time for? Hold that in your mind as we wrap this up. It's your North Star. All right, here's your second homework assignment to lock this in. This week, pick one high-value task, something from your Eisenhower Matrix's box 2, like writing, exercising, or planning. Block out 30 minutes each day for 5 days to work on it. Use the Pomodoro technique, 25 minutes of focus, 5-minute break. And during those 30 minutes, turn off all distractions. Phone, notifications, everything. At the end of the week, jot down how it felt and what you accomplished. I'm betting you'll be amazed at the progress. You don't need to be perfect, just show up. Can you commit to that? I know you can. So let's tie it all together with your action plan. Step 1. Track your time for a week to see where it's going. Step 2. Identify time wasters and dig into why they're happening. Step 3. Build your personalized time audit to focus on high-value tasks. Step 4. Use the Eisenhower Matrix to prioritize like a pro. Step 5. Eliminate distractions with time blocking and Pomodoro. Step 6. Maximize productivity by aligning tasks with your energy and batching similar tasks. And don't forget your homework. 3 days of time tracking with daily reviews and 5 days of focused work on one high-value task. Start small, stay consistent, and watch the magic happen. You've got the same 24 hours as the world's biggest game changers. The difference? They own their time, and now you've got the tools to do the same. I'm so excited for you because I know what's possible when you start using these strategies. You're not just managing time, you're building a life that feels yours. So go make every minute count. If you try these tips or do the homework, hit me up in the comments. I'm dying to hear how it's going. Until next time, keep listening, keep learning, and keep earning your best life. Talk to you soon, friend.